Hello, my friends, it's Danny. Hello, my friends, it's Danny, and today I am showing you how to make chocolate-covered raspberry chia drops. Now, if you enjoy chocolate-covered strawberries, you are gonna love these chocolate-covered raspberry chia drops because they are so delicious, they're easy to make, and the best part is that they only require 5 ingredients. All you need is raspberries, chia seeds, your favorite chocolate bar, a tiny bit of coconut oil, and some good flaky sea salt. So here's what we're gonna do. I start by lining a 1/4 sheet pan with a little bit of parchment paper. We'll set that aside. And then I have 6 ounces, which is 170 grams of fresh raspberries. And I'm just gonna give this a rinse under some cold water, get them nice and clean, and then I'll just gently transfer them to a clean kitchen towel and pat them dry. They don't have to be completely dry, but you just wanna get off any excess moisture. Then I'm going to transfer the raspberries into a small bowl, and using the back of the fork, I'm just gonna mash the raspberries up until they are broken down, and it looks very similar to a raspberry puree. You're gonna see this is very easy to do because the raspberries are rather soft and easy to work with. So this should just take you about a minute or so. And yes, you can absolutely use frozen raspberries if that's what you have on hand. You just wanna let them defrost a bit so they're not frozen through and you're able to mash them down. Now, once you have what looks like raspberry jam, you're gonna add in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Chia seeds are a great source of fiber, great source of omega-3 fatty acids, and they're gonna help to thicken up this puree just a little bit. So once I have the 2 ingredients combined, I'm just gonna let this sit on the counter for about 5 or 10 minutes because those chia seeds are very absorbent. So they're gonna absorb some of the liquid from the raspberry, and that's what's gonna help for this mixture to thicken up just a little bit. Okay, so this is looking good. You can see that the mixture has thickened up just a little bit. So now I'm going to grab a tablespoon, scoop up about a tablespoon of this raspberry chia mixture, and I'm just gonna drop it onto the prepared baking sheet. And you're just gonna drop it into a little round like I have here. And then I'm gonna repeat that until I've worked through all of the raspberry puree. You're gonna end up with somewhere between 8 and 10 raspberry chia drops, depending on how big or small you make them. Then I'm gonna take the tray and I'm gonna pop it in my freezer and just let it sit in there for somewhere between 45 and 60 minutes. You just want those raspberry chia bites to set up and freeze through. It really doesn't take very long at all. It gives you just enough time to clean up your kitchen and get the rest of your ingredients prepped and ready to go. Then right before I take those frozen raspberry chia bites out of the freezer, I'm going to melt my chocolate. So I have 6 ounces of a dark chocolate bar. I'm gonna give it a rough chop and then transfer that into a small microwave safe bowl. And I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to that. Now keep in mind, you could use any type of chocolate you love or prefer here. Semi-sweet chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, they all work. Now I'm gonna pop this into my microwave. I let it go for about 30 seconds or so. Then I will give it a stir and then pop it back in for another 10 to 20 seconds. Every microwave varies, so you just wanna keep an eye on your chocolate. And if you don't wanna use the microwave, you could melt your chocolate in a double boiler over your stovetop. So the chocolate looks beautiful. It's silky and melted and ready for some dipping. So I've got my frozen raspberry chia bites. You can see that they've set up and they're frozen through. I'm just gonna drop one into the chocolate and then use my spoon to coat it. Make sure it's coated on all sides with chocolate. You'll see that this makes a rather thick and delightful coating of chocolate. And then I'm gonna place it back on the rimmed baking sheet. And then while that chocolate is still wet, I like to just take a pinch of a good flaky sea salt and sprinkle it right over the top. And I will absolutely link to my favorite flaky sea salt down in the description box below if you are in the market for a good flaky sea salt. Now you're gonna see as they're sitting here, they're already starting to set up. So if you wanted to make them to eat right away, you could certainly eat them right after you've dipped them and they've set up for a minute or 2 on the counter. But what I like to do is pop them back in the freezer, give them another 30 minutes or so to completely freeze through, and then I will transfer them into an airtight container and pop them back in the freezer where they will happily last for up to 2 months. But I would be shocked if you actually had them for that long because ours usually don't last more than past a couple of days because they are just that good. Now you can eat these straight from the freezer, but what I love to do is take it out, let it sit on the counter for a minute or 2, just so it softens a little bit and it's not rock hard, and then you can take a bite into this deliciously delightful dark chocolate covered raspberry Chia Drops. I am telling you, if you enjoy a chocolate covered strawberry, you are going to love these. It's like chocolate covered strawberries at the next level. So good. This would be a delightful treat to make for your Valentine or for yourself, and can certainly be enjoyed all year round. If you enjoy recipes like this, do me a favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with anybody else you know who enjoys easy, healthy, doable recipes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dani Spies, and I'll see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers!